I am the photographer Rodrigo Pellissier. This time, I am going to refer to the use of the teleconverter. I know there are people who are interested in this lens because, of course, it is awesome as it allows us increase the range of a lens or telephoto lens. But keep in mind that there is a loss because we add lenses between the camera and the lens. There is a further loss of definition, more or less considerable, and also, like most teleconverters, multiply the image by 2. 2 steps are also lost in brightness. If there is not much light in the scene, it will make it a little more difficult for us to take pictures. How are they used? For people who are newly realizing that these lenses exist, we put them in front of the camera, hook it here on the camera, and in front of it, we mount the lens. Do you see? It has a focal length of 100 to 400 millimeters. Of course, now that I put the teleconverter on, the minimum distance of 100 millimeters becomes a 200 millimeters, and from 400 millimeters to 800 millimeters in a full-frame camera. In this case, I put it on the D7100, which has an APS-C sensor, so it is converted to 1200 millimeters. It is really awesome how this focal length enlarges the images. But, as I say, unfortunately, it's not so wonderful for the loss that we have in luminosity and especially in definition. Here I show you a picture that I took of the roof of the church with this Vivita zoom. As you can see, this first photo, I took it with 400 millimeters, and later I used the teleconverter to leave it at 800 millimeters. You always have to multiply by 1.5 in these photos that I'm showing you, because they are all taken with a DX camera or APS-C sensor or cropped, as you want to name it. Look at this picture. I took it from a long distance. It looks far away, and I took it with a 400 millimeters. Imagine at the distance that it really was, and then I applied or mount the teleconverter, and it is so much that it approaches that we can see up to this person's face. Do you see? But unfortunately, I emphasize to you, loss of definition is quite considerable. And finally, I show you this picture that I took for our national holidays, for the 18th of September. And that's why there was our Chilean flag fluttering, and also the first photo was taken with a 400 millimeters. And now we see it with the 800 millimeters, once again using the teleconverter. Do you see? It is impressive how it enlarges. But I repeat, the loss of luminosity and definition is notorious, but in some cases it can be used. I really do not use this teleconverter almost never. I bought it many years ago and I have taken very few pictures with it. I found interesting to show you pictures in which appreciates the use of the teleconverter, so you can decide whether or not you are interested in buying one of these devices that allow multiplying the focal length of our objectives. I hope once again that the idea has become clear and that you can decide whether to buy or not a teleconverter. You know the advantage it has. It increases considerably the scope of our objective. But unfortunately, there is a loss of brightness and resolution that is important to consider. See you, be fine.